for every player before they actually do it.
Yeah, and
before Giannis won it last year.
Yeah. Same thing.
It's the same for every player.
Only player.
Let's go. Welcome back, everybody, to the Phaithful Phanatics Show. As always, I am your host, Dylan Davis. You can find me on Twitter at DylanJD98. And today I have a very special guest in the co-host chair today, Jeremy. Last night, I was a Broad Street Bull. Today, he's a Phaithful Phanatic. Guys, check him out on Twitter at Horworth11. He is the host of Diamond Talk and Broad Street Bulls here at DSM Media as we stream to you guys live through DSM Media on our Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook channel. So if you're new to the channel, head on over to at DSM_media on Twitter, where you can find the link tree in our bio to take you to every social media platform that we are available on. Jeremy, what's going on, my guy? Thanks for joining.
Oh, no problem. Loving it. Yeah, just like you said, last night you were a Broad Street Bull. Today I am a Phaithful Phanatic, so I'm very excited
we're converting you today.
Yeah. A lot of hopping around, but hey, I'm really excited for it. So thanks for having me on.
Well, part of being a Phaithful Phanatic, Jeremy, is standing by your team and being a fan of your team through thick and thin, through the lowest of times. And there's been a lot of negativity surrounding the Philadelphia Phillies over the last decade. There's a lot of negativity from game to game with the 76ers, and there's been a lot of negativity surrounding the Eagles. But first and foremost, yes, this is where we're going to start. A positive for myself, not a positive in the eyes of Phil Stifle here at DSM, but the Kelly Green unis are officially back. Jeffrey Lurie announces today, not this season, 2023, the Kelly Green will be an alternate uniform for the Philadelphia Eagles again. So just your thoughts on that, because there's no conversation to it. I'm excited about it. I like the Kelly Green uniforms. I like the look. I want to go buy myself some Kelly Green merch. I know Phil is anti that, but that's what I'm going to go do. And but there's also the crowd that says not a lot of winning came in those uniforms. So they got a kind of a sour taste in their mouth when those uniforms come back. So are you excited for them? What are your thoughts?
I am ecstatic. I've always loved the Kelly Green. I've always been a huge fan of the Kelly Green unis. I get it. Maybe there wasn't a lot of winning then. I don't care. It has nothing to do with the jerseys. I don't care. The Phillies have had a lot of losing in pinstripes, and I still have a ton of pinstripe jerseys.
That's
you know
true.
what I mean? The Sixers jerseys during oh my God, them terrible years in the mid 2010s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't care. These jerseys are going to be, they're nice and clean. I love it. So I'm really excited for it. Just like you said, you're going to get merch. I'm going to get merch too. I'm getting the Kelly Greens. We've been talking about this for so long, and I'm so happy that it's actually coming to fruition. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be getting some.
I hope they don't play it out.
No, yeah.
Don't do it too often.
Like, I think they kind of messed up the black unis. They weren't
Agreed.
too much.
I
and
agree.
It really messed it up for me. I still love them, but it's not as special as it used to be. I hope they really like seriously, no more than once a year with these Kelly Greens. Like, it's got to be a special
I'd say maybe
outing.
twice. Like,
depending,
maybe.
Whatever.
Right. A big game against, if you got a Sunday night game at the Link against the Cowboys on the schedule, maybe you throw it out there. Something like that. Do not overplay it. Like, it's not the same. It's not an old uni we haven't seen in a couple years now, obviously. I think the last time I saw them was the Kevin Cobb injury game against the Green Bay Packers. Michael Vick stepped in that Michael Vick big year. I believe that was the last time I saw them. But it's not the same as a City Edition jersey, but the Sixers with the Spectrum jersey, they overdo it.
Yeah, they do.
They wear them on the road. I don't understand that. Like, the unis go with the court. Yeah. Why are you wearing them on a Tuesday against the Grizzlies in Memphis? Yeah. Don't overdo it. Make it a special thing. You know, they shouldn't be brought out often, and that's the one thing I hope they don't do in 2023 is, you know, every once a month the Kelly Greens are being brought out. No, that takes away the specialness of those unis.
Yeah, I'm with you. The only ones that can actually, put like special jerseys out there like that, like the Phillies have Throwback Thursday with their old blue unis.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that
I
because
like it. You made it a
I
thing,
like it.
though. You made it into a thing. It's Throwback
Exactly.
Thursday.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love it.
Kata, absolutely not. No,
No,
the baby
no.
blue and yellow. No, I'm not down with that.
That was awful.
And yeah, I didn't know this. I mean, I guess that's true. But it sucks because I feel like it's, the Spectrum and I get it's the City Edition this year, but do it on big occasions. Do it against, the Bucks tonight at home on your home floor. If you want to do it then, don't do it, in Charlotte against the Hornets on a Wednesday. Like makes no sense to me. You know what a uni that is slept on. So I guess that we'll wrap up this conversation here. We didn't plan for this, so I don't know if you're going to have one off the top of your head. What's your all-time favorite uniform in Philadelphia? Do you have one?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I am very biased towards it because I'm more of a Phillies fan than anything. Just the blue unis are my
powder blues.
Time. The powder blues are the best in my eyes, the best jersey in all of sports. But again, I'm a very biased Phillies fan, so that's kind of showing in me. But I love it. They're really cool about them. And I used to really love the black unis for the Eagles, but again, they have used it so much. I feel like twice a month they bring out them black unis, and it really just took away from it.
They did far too often, like you said, twice a month. It used to be like maybe on Thursday night games they'd be brought, or Sunday night games at home they'd bring them out.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit, they got the black unis on.
That's
now it's like a regular thing.
It is. I see that more than I see just normal green. I really do.
Kata's going.
Dude, the creams are so nice.
The Phillies, I think, have the cleanest unis out of all. Yeah, I love every color, that's put together, every pattern that's out there in Philadelphia. The Eagles, obviously, I love the midnight green or the Kelly green. The Flyers, the orange and black. The Sixers, the red, white, and blue. They do a lot with those. I love the red Sixers unis.
Yeah, I mean,
they don't wear those often enough for me. I like those a lot. But the Phillies, like across the board, whether it's the two throwbacks with the maroon or the powder blue,
that's clean too.
Whether it's the pinstripe, whether it's the cream, the red, like the spring training ones, like I have a red Bryce Harper spring training jersey,
me too.
Clean. Even all the grays, I have a Chase Utley gray, the dark gray, clean. Yeah. Like the Phillies to me have like the complete set of all uniforms in Philadelphia. They're too nice, dude. You have to have like one of each lined up somewhere.
I love it.
But all right, I'm seeing a lot of baseball comments and Phillies comments from Jason. So let's move the conversation there because we only have till about 27 or so more minutes. We got to hop off at 6:30 today. Obviously, leading you guys into Sixers Bucks at 7, and that's where we'll wrap the show up. But Phillies make a move today, minor move. Moving on from Adam Haseley. Now, obviously, it's a low-key move. I was never a Haseley guy, haven't been. I didn't care for him to be in the platoon mix in center field. What they got back from, just about nothing. Shout out to Kata. I saw his TikTok. Didn't know who the guy was. Kata pointed out that I have good reason for not knowing who this guy is. So that doesn't matter. What we got back from him doesn't matter. I'm happy that they made this move because it solidifies the idea of what Joe and company are seeing in spring training, like what we're all seeing from Vierling and Moniak.
Yeah.
Is what's getting that message is getting through to them. Like there's no, we drafted Haseley high, so he's going to be put in this platoon with them. No, you move on from that bad taste and you give the two guys who have taken this opportunity and jumped with it in spring training. And that's what it means for me.
Yeah. It's hard. I was an Adam Haseley guy. I loved him coming up and I knew he struggled last year and even the year before that. So it's rough. But you're right. It probably was time for Haseley. We complain about us holding on to first round guys for too long because they're not panning out well. Mm-hmm. Well, this is an example where, you know what? He struggled. We don't see it changing. Get rid of him while we can. Maybe we didn't get much, but we got even something. You know what I mean? Get rid of him while we can. Haseley was a guy that was in that position. And it sucks. 8th overall pick, another first-round pick that is wasted by the Phillies. It's going to happen. But just like you said, when you have other guys that are signing, Matt Vierling, we never expected to be anything. He's now turning into something. Mickey Moniak, he's stepping up.
Finally stepping up.
Finally, yes. Haseley doesn't fit on this team anymore. And it sucks. Again, he was a first-round pick. He doesn't fit. Plain and simple. Get rid of him. At least you have a clearer spot for who we have in center field now. Haseley was not going to be that guy. If Moniak didn't have a good spring training like he is now, you would have seen Haseley mixed in a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
But I really think these two guys really stepping up is really what just got rid of Haseley. And you know what? Maybe we can have a fresh new start over in Chicago. That's great and all. Joining
for him.
Yeah, joining Vinny Velo and Nicky Dubs over there, so he can have fun over there. But I think it was a good move. Just like you said, it really solidifies our center field role. We know what we have now. We know we have the platoon role between Moniak and Vierling, and just another good move, minor move by Dombrowski.
No, and something else, and Kata brings this up, and yeah, I mean, they're not a perfect front office, okay? I give him props for moving on from Haseley. I cannot justify the Odubel Herrera signing to bring him back this year. But however, I don't wish injury on anybody, even if they're not a good person. So I don't want to say I'm glad that Odubel's injured. But if he doesn't go down, you might not be seeing Vierling and Moniak getting to play every other day just about in Clearwater right now, and they might not have that opportunity to run with things. So the Odubel Herrera injury is huge because now these guys are splitting time every other day between the two of them, it seems like, and they're like I said last night to you, taking that opportunity and running with it. So I'll wrap the center field talk up with this. Opening day, obviously we expect a platoon, but just something. Both guys have shined so far in spring training. So it's not fair to really say, nah, he deserves it or he deserves it more. I don't love a platoon. I like if Mickey Moniak's tearing the cover off the baseball, it's hard to sit him down. Opening day, who would you go with?
Again, just like you said, it's hard to say one isn't more deserving of the other. But in my eyes, Mickey Moniak has had a better spring as of right now than Vierling. I like Moniak a little bit more in the field. Vierling is they're weird because they're both better than each other in different ways. You know what I mean? Like Vierling is quicker, but Moniak's faster. Like there's a difference. You know what I mean? Like Moniak doesn't have as good of a reaction, but he still has more range. It's a little bit harder. Jason says down there, Moniak, because he's more of like a long-term guy. That is what my next point was. Mickey Moniak is now, it should be the future of our center field spot. Vierling, he's a guy that's going to go on a hot streak, and he's going to slow down again soon. He's a good depth piece. Moniak is the guy that we need to step into that center field role for the long-term future. Vierling is most likely not that guy, so I would like Moniak over Vierling at this point.
I think that's a solid point. It's something I didn't really take into account when looking at the two, but you're right. If you're looking long-term, obviously they're trying to win now and both are young. So, but if you're looking long-term and it's like, okay, Moniak's the guy who we picked first overall, who's finally arriving. It seems like, I don't knock on wood. I don't want to jinx that, but it seems like he's starting to put it together, and Vierling looks good as well.
Yeah,
but he's not the long-term, fix. So why, if both look good, I'm going to go with the guy who's supposed to be here, who was the first overall draft pick, not the guy who could maybe be a place hitter, not a place hitter, whatever I'm trying. You get my point.
Yeah.
A placeholder. That's what I'm trying to say. A placeholder in center field. Like you said, he's a good depth piece. You can bring him off the bench. He is versatile, as Kata said. Shout out to Matt Vierling for buying around too when he was at the fighting. So shout out there. But yeah, man, that's definitely not a weak spot, I wouldn't say right now, because both are playing very well, but it's the one spot right now in the lineup that you're looking at in that 9-hole. Like, who's it going to be? Now, I think that's a very good problem to have, where our one worry is, who's in the 9-hole?
It's amazing.
Who's batting where Zach Wheeler would have hit last year? Like that's a nice problem to have, I think.
It is.
So let's shift infield, because we had this conversation last night on your show. You were surprised by my answer. I didn't really get to hear, too much about yours. I want you to go more in depth. And Kata and Jason, I think we're tuned out by that point, so it'll be interesting to see what they think. You asked me, opening day, what would the left side of my infield look like? Because Bryson Stott is currently tearing the cover off.
Tearing it up.
That young man has arrived as well, right? But you also have Alec Boehm, who you don't want to give up on yet. You've seen the promise in the past from Alec Boehm. You have Didi Gregorius, who I am out on still, but I was more out on before. There's the questions of, was Didi not 100% the last year and a half he's been here? He's got some pop. He's playing okay defensively. I told you my left side of the infield opening day would be Bryson Stott, third base, Didi Gregorius, shortstop, Alec Boehm's not in my lineup. What would you do?
You were actually the first person I heard that from, and then I realized that.
But not to cut you off, but this is also a good point too. I don't want to mess with Stott. I'm just thinking of, is Didi better on the hot corner? Maybe. Whatever way, it's Stott and Didi in my opinion.
Yeah. I actually really like what you said last night, and I'm really liking what you say now. Alec Boehm, I don't want to give up on. He doesn't have the hot bat right now. And this is what we say mid-season. I'm going to say early season too. If you're not having a hot bat, you're slowing down a little bit, and someone else is playing better than you, then you don't deserve the starting spot. There's one guy on this team that if he's in a slump and he shouldn't get days off, it's Bryce Harper, should not get benched. There's no one else in this team that should not get benched, and that's in every sport. You know what I mean? If you look at Sixers, like we were saying it before James Harden, you know what I mean? Joel Embiid was that one guy that we would not bench if he's in a slump. Everyone else, it doesn't matter. If you're playing bad, take him out, and someone else is playing hot, put him in. Alec Boehm is a guy that we want to be good so bad. And he had a fantastic rookie year, probably should have won Rookie of the Year. But he had a terrible second year. He knows that he has to fight for this spot now. He does. He knows he has to fight for this third base spot. And what is he doing? He's batting 2 for 21. That's what's happening. Bryson Stott, on the other hand, he's had 20 at-bats, and he's gotten on base either through hitting or through walks 13 out of his 20 times. Bryson Stott is an animal right now, and Didi Gregorius is even playing better. Didi has played
That's
third
the
base
issue, right? And I see what Jason's saying. Don't give up on Boehm. I don't want to give up on Boehm.
I am not giving up
yet.
No.
But when you talk about opportunity, if you're comparing, he's young. Bryson Stott's younger. Bryson Stott has taken this opportunity in spring training and ran with it. We all agree that he's a rising freaking star right now, right?
Yeah.
That star's a big word to put on him, but you get my point.
Yeah, no, you're right.
So we agree he should be up and playing, right? Well, if you're saying that, then the only option to put out of the lineup is Didi Gregorius. And right now, Didi's hitting well.
Yeah, he is.
If Didi Gregorius comes out the first 3 weeks of the regular season and hits for 214 and has 2 home runs over 14 games, then you fix it, you adjust.
Yeah.
But right now, if Didi can hit for pop from the left side of the plate in the 7 hole of this order, that's nice as well.
Yeah.
Didi's also, I know he's a flawed infielder, showing more signs of a better infielder than the young kid right now. And that's the point.
Did you see that play?
Giving up on Alec Boehm. I'm talking about what gives your team the best opportunity to win day one. This is how I would roll it out. Just my thought process right now. If things change, if Didi's struggling like I saw the last year, then Alec Boehm gets a shot. But one of these times, he gets that opportunity. He's got to take advantage of it. Yes. He can't get an opportunity at third base a week or two in, or maybe he gets the starting job and he hits 111.
Yeah, I'm with you. Alec Boehm knows he has the opportunity, and he's had these opportunities before. And if he gets benched, we're not saying this, oh, you know what? I'm all out on Boehm.
I think this is a great possibility.
I hate the idea of this. I hate it. I don't want to get rid of Boehm. And I know and I know he hasn't been playing well, but Boehm has that potential, and he is still that early. And I know I said earlier, like, if he's not playing well, just get rid of him, whatever, like with Adam Haseley. Haseley played a whole different way. He was batting 160.
Right, when I say get rid of him, I mean bench him. I don't mean
exactly. But I'm saying the comment that Jason has right here. Alec Boehm, we've already seen him in the majors hit for 300. Benching him is an opportunity to learn. Alec Boehm has probably never been benched once in his life. He was the best player in high school. He was the best player in college.
He's Ben Simmons 2.0.
Well, I mean, let's hope not. Let's hope not. But you know what I mean? He's never been benched before. This could be a learning opportunity. And and there's two attitudes you can have towards it. You can be like, okay, I need to fix myself, and that's fine. And that's what it should be. Or of course he could be like, oh wow, they really benched me. He can't do that at this young of an age. I think this could be a learning opportunity for Alec Boehm. It could make him a better ball player. Didi's gone no matter what at the end of this year. Alec Boehm's a starting third baseman next year no matter what. He will have no competition if he bats even decently this year. He just has to fight for a spot this year, and it's a good learning opportunity. So if it happens, it happens. Keep on giving him more shots for now. Alec Boehm, again, like I said, he's already batted 300 before in the majors. He's a major league hitter. Just have to figure it out a little bit.
This is he can, but then what are you doing?
I don't want that either.
Schwarber's in left. Castellanos is DHing at the moment.
I hate it. I hate it. And I already know. I hear Nick Castellanos playing third base. No, yeah, I hate.
Yeah,
Castellanos has not played third base in a long
Boehm's
time.
too big, Castellanos is too big.
Yeah, Castellanos was bad at third base before, and I can't imagine he's any better now after he hasn't played a major league game at third base in however long.
What I'll say to Jason's comments, and then we'll move on to the Sixers-Bucks preview, is there is something, the thought process of the future of the left side of the infield being Bryson Stott at short, Alec Boehm at third is pretty. Like the Alec Boehm of the past next to Bryson Stott, that's pretty. But I need that Alec Boehm. And no, I'm not moving on from him. I don't want to move on from him. But the trade packages, it's something that is being rumored. And it does make you think, right? If you're going all in the next year or 2 or 3 to be contenders, does a second starting number 2 in your rotation for Alec Boehm help? Does I don't think they'd have to move Boehm to get Austin Meadows, but a Kevin Kiermaier. But Kevin Kiermaier is not even needed anymore if Moniak fills that. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. I trust Dombrowski. It's something you said to me last night. I trust him. Jason's saying he's expendable if you can get a starting pitcher too. I don't disagree. I don't agree, but I don't disagree. Like, I don't want to move on from Alec Boehm. I don't think Jason does either. But if that starting 2 is like a solidified number 2 and you're trying to make a pennant run, you have to think about it.
Yeah. Oh, you're right.
Let's move on to the Sixers Bucks preview of today. And here's our Twitter poll. Let me pull it up. Brought to you by our intern Cole.
Cole Thompson.
Yes, sir. So many DSM tweets. Our Twitter poll of today, with 2 MVP candidates battling it out tonight in Joel Embiid and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Who will step up and be the Sixers MVP of the night if the Sixers are to come away with a W? Is it the MVP frontrunner in Joel Embiid? Is it James Harden? Is it Tyrese Maxey? Or is it other? And if it's other, tell us who your other is, Jeremy.
This Harden has to be the other guy. If he has a great game, the Sixers win this game. And I'm not even saying I don't need 35 out of Harden with a triple-double,
right.
Nothing like that. A 25, 11 assist, 5 rebound game, they're winning the game. But if Harden comes out and he plays like he did against Phoenix and scores 2 points in the second half, there's not a shot.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a shot. We can't depend on Tyrese Maxey going out there and dropping 25. Right. Tyrese Maxey, what you said he put up 10 threes against Phoenix, and how many of them did he make the other day?
Well, he was 7 of 21 total shooting.
Yeah, 7 of 21 total, and what was
10 from
2 of 10 from 3, right? Yeah, we can't depend on that.
No,
James Harden's the other star. Questions are being asked whether how consistent he can be, how good he actually is right now. If he's fallen off, tonight's the time to answer it. There's not a better team to go up against and prove again, I don't want to say prove yourself because James Harden is that guy. He doesn't really have to prove himself, but to show the fans that, look, I'm still here. This is against the best team we faced, and this is what I'm going to do in the playoffs. That's what he has to show us Philly fans tonight. And honestly, I have a really good feeling that he is going to do it because he hasn't done it much against these great teams. Now's the time. And I think Harden is going to put in work tonight. I'm excited to watch 40 minutes away. I cannot wait. But Harden has got to do something special, and I really do have a feeling that it's going to be him.
I'm with you, dude. Listen, I think ultimately Joel Embiid is going to be the MVP. I think he's going to drop 35 plus tonight with double-digit boards and have a couple big blocks late in the game. I think it's going to be a tight game. It's going to be an entertaining game down to the wire, I hope. But that's the guy, right? Because this is not me. I am not one of these like worried Nancy's on social media every time James Harden doesn't look like James Harden, or every time the Sixers lose a game, the world comes crumbling down and he's washed and he's that. But it's weird. I said this to you and Scotty last night. It's weird that he's so up and down. His aggression is up and down. His shooting numbers are up and down. How quick he looks, how explosive he looks is up and down from night to night. Saw him look like throwback Harden Friday night against the Clippers, and then you saw 2 of 11 Harden who couldn't get past Landry Shamet against Phoenix. The reason why tonight's important to me, because listen, if they lose the game, if Harden doesn't look right, I'm not going to start freaking out. I'm still going to believe in my heart of hearts that he is going to be right come playoff time. But you brought him here to push you over the upper echelon of those teams to get you into championship contention, right? You mentioned it. Brooklyn got our asses kicked. Phoenix, he shrunk against Brooklyn too. So did everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, we beat the Cavs twice. Yeah, we beat up on the Bulls. Those are good wins. They're not bad.
Yeah.
The Mavericks beat the shit out of the Mavericks. Good wins.
Yeah.
Those are 4, 5, 6 seeds, guys. I need to see James Harden be James Harden against the Milwaukee Bucks. I wanted to see it Sunday against the Phoenix Suns. I didn't get it. I need to see it tonight. Like you said, I'm not asking the dude to knock down 5 step-back threes and to drop 30, 35 tonight. No. 20, 22, 25, efficient shooting, shoot efficiently from 3. Don't be looking for the foul continuously in the fourth quarter. I agree with James Harden. Dude, he got mauled a couple times by 3 defenders in the paint against Phoenix. No whistle. But, dude, when we need a bucket, the same thing with the ending against oh, man, remember when he got the flagrant 1?
Yeah.
And at the end of the game, and we lost? That might have been overtime. I forget who that was against.
No, I do remember that too. Because, was that? No.
It was in overtime.
Yeah, it was in overtime. I remember that. Because it was a terrible ending to the game.
Yes.
It was the charge foul, right?
He he caught the dude in the nose.
Yeah. That was only like a week ago. I forget.
Well, my point is, look, it's a strong drive. It's a good drive. But ultimately, he was looking for contact to get to the free throw line. There's 10 seconds left. You're James Harden. I need 1 bucket. Go get me that damn bucket. I don't need you putting, the game in the official's hands looking for a call. I need him to stop that. I need them all to stop that. I see Joel Embiid get smacked. Yeah, it's a foul. Get back. Like in crucial moments, dude. I'm not talking about the first quarter or the second quarter. I'm talking about late in the third quarter in a 3-point game against the Phoenix Suns, and you're not getting back on D because you're upset about a call.
Yeah.
So wholeheartedly agree with you. James Harden needs to show up tonight because this is why you brought him here. Do you remember a couple years back when we thought the Phillies, again, were going to be contenders when they were frauds? But we brought Jake Arrieta in.
Oh, God.
And I remember there was a night in Boston again at Fenway on like Sunday Night Baseball, nationally televised game, and he was lights out, right? And he was our number 2 at the time, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And the conversation the next day all across the airwaves was, this is why you brought Jake Arrieta here, to win you the big game. This is why you brought James Harden here. On another level than a regular season game in baseball for a starting pitcher. James Harden has to show up tonight because Joel Embiid's going to do what Joel Embiid does. Giannis Antetokounmpo is going to do what he does.
Yep.
I needed you to be better than Chris Paul. You weren't. I need you to be better than Chris Middleton and or Drew Holiday tonight. That's what it comes down to.
My point. If James Harden wasn't on this team right now, and we were looking at this matchup, we still think there's at least a chance the Sixers are winning this game, right? We're not confident like, oh, the Sixers are going out here winning.
Well, they did it right after they traded for him.
Right.
They played him with he didn't play yet, and they beat him right then.
Exactly. We would be having the same discussion just without the saying James Harden needs to be good. We would still be like, hey, this Sixers team can still win. This James Harden move right now should be making us feel like there's no reason for us to lose. That's how we should be feeling at this point, and we're not. And again, I'm not going to flip out over it. I still have faith in Harden. But the fact that already it's like this, it just shows a little bit of worrisome because, again, if we didn't have Harden, we'd be having the same conversation saying, hey, as long as Embiid has his night and Tyrese Maxey does a little bit extra, we should win this game. Well, tonight, James Harden's a much better player than Tyrese Maxey, right? He's the all-star, top 10 player in the league. We shouldn't be feeling this way. We shouldn't be saying if Harden has his night.
Right.
Because we know Embiid is. We don't know about James Harden.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you. Soon, but it's not like that.
I'm not going to lie to you. Through the first 5-6 games that he was a Sixer, there was a calmness to me. And I said this live on the show, like, when they got down, like, there was just a coolness, a calmness about this team, about him and how he was shooting. He was aggressive, dude. He was shooting he won't even shoot the mid-range. He comes around a pick and he's either taking it to someone's chest or pulling it back out. He won't even shoot a 10-footer. I don't know why. But there was a calmness to him when they were down 20 to the Cavs in that night that they won in his 4th game or whatever. I wasn't even worried when they were down 18 or 20 because of him. And now it's like, ooh, what Harden are we getting tonight? So I need that figured out. I do. Big game because 1 through 4 seeds are decided by 1 game at the moment. The Heat are back in first place currently with the Sixers, then the Bucks, then the Celtics, all 1 game behind them. The Sixers do have 2 games in hand on Boston and 2 games in hand on Miami with like 7 or 8 left. They're tied with Milwaukee. So this is a big game. You said seeding earlier, going for the 1 seed. I'm all for getting the 1 seed because ultimately I think Brooklyn's going to be the 7. I think they're going to win that 7-8 matchup and be the 7th seed. So I'm staying away from the 2. I either want to be 1 or I'm 3 or 4 because I don't want the 2 seed to me is where you get Brooklyn. And I don't like to use the word scared. I'm not scared of Brooklyn. Definitely don't want to play them in the first round. Not ideal. What I'm trying to make. I want them in the second round.
I want them first round. I want to knock them out in the first round.
I'm good. It'd be great. But they could also knock us out in the first round.
Good. You're right.
And then that makes for a hell of an interesting offseason for the 76ers. Jeremy, before we wrap this up, do the Sixers get a dub tonight?
I have James Harden having a fantastic night along with Embiid doing his normal thing. Sixers come out with the win tonight. And I think the next show that everyone that we have, if you have Phaithful tomorrow, everyone's going to be very happy with James Harden when they wake up in the morning.
The vibes are going to be positive in Philadelphia tomorrow and here at
I think so.
Media. Guys, that is going to wrap up this Tuesday edition of the Phaithful Fanatic Show. Shout out to Jeremy for filling in late notice today. Check him out on Twitter at @JHorworth11. He is part of DSM Media. He is the co-host and the host of Diamond Talk, What the Football, and Broad Street Bulls here on DSM Media. Check me out as well if you want to at DylanJD98. Check us out on Twitter at DSM_media. Guys, have a great night. For every player before they actually do.
Yeah, and
before Giannis won it last year.
Yeah. Same thing.
It's the same for every player.
Only player.